Yo, what's going down, commanders? Hope everyone's doing fine this morning. As always, guys, I'm going to ask you to give me the thumbs up if you like these kind of videos. I know they don't do too well on YouTube, but I'm going to continue doing them. But as long as people give that thumbs up. So we've got a sector breach. Starts today, 1800 hours GMT. We should be live for that. Let's move on. Let's see what we get in this event. So it's featuring the Warlord Vesuvius, if I can pronounce that right. Warlord Vesuvius upgrade tokens, rolling magma, obsidian shell, and heatwave tech for the Warlord Vesuvius. I hate that name. I can't say it right, but you can just have to deal with that. Again, it starts today, 1800 hours GMT. Look up your time zone, guys. Ends September 23rd. I think that's Tuesday. Yeah, next Tuesday. Store closes on the 24th. That's Wednesday. And it's the same time as the event starts, basically. And here is the Vesuvius. I've looked, we've gone through this already, and I'm not too impressed with it, but it is what it is. So, description: where Vesuvius goes, the apocalypse is nigh. The sky smells of brimstone and fire. Faction legendary PvP. Type heavy vehicle. Weapon magma mortar. Targets ground. Damage type fire. Size is 340. Hit points or health points at level 1. This is where they fall down for me in this with this unit. This unit stats, DPS, hit points or health points, and the speed and everything else is exactly the same as what the Scorchers are. There's no difference. So hit points or health points at level 1 is 100,000. Hit points or health points at max level, which is 20, is 180,000. DPS at level 1 is 1,333. Max DPS at max level is 2,000. Max speed is 3. Minimum range is 250. Maximum range is 550. Splash is set at 70. Talents level 1. Magma mortar fires shells in a broad arc. I don't know if they're changing that. I think that's pretty much what the Scorchers say. So it's the same sort of fire. I wish they would have changed it so the shots didn't go sideways. They went forwards with this, especially as it being a hero. I may have got that wrong. They may have done that change. But I think that the sideways shots should be forward, at least for the hero. 75% reduced damage from fire projectiles. And this is important because I don't think this is on the... let me load up. I don't think we've got this flat damage reduction on the... I'm not sure though. I'm going to have to check. Let me check, guys. I should have checked this before we went up and started recording. Never mind. So it's got a 300 flat damage reduction. That's pretty big. But it's a PvP, so you're getting hammered, basically. Let's have a look at the... Quickly look at the talents for the... Where are they? Scorchers. No, it has. They have. So it's exactly the same as the Scorchers. Level 1 talent, 300 flat damage reduction. So that's just bog standard. That should have been upped. As it being a Warlord, in my eyes, is classed as a hero. It should have been 500, 600 flat damage reduction. That would have made the unit. I'm not saying the unit's going to be bad here, guys. I'm just saying it's just another Scorcher, basically, at this point. Right, level 10, armor up. After the first time, this unit reaches 75% health. Takes 60% reduced damage from all sources. Oh, is that for good or is that for a set amount of time? That looks like it's for good. Let me check this one. Right, they've upped that a little bit. So basically, the Scorchers take 50% instead of 60. Less damage. Immune to fire, napalm, corrosion status. I think it's immune to a lot more than that. I think it's immune to the Dragon's Teeth. I think it's immune to cryo. There's something else I can't think of. So there's more stats there than... Oh, it's immune to turncoat as well from the missionaries. So this, they should have made sure that we get all the information. If it's the same as the Scorchers, this is, they are immune to all that. Level 20, legendary Scorchers within 400 range deal 20% more damage. Well, if you do the maths, the Scorchers at max level, they do 2,000 damage. So 20% of that is 200 more damage. And you've got to be within 400 range of the hero. So basically, when you put this into a base, you just want to spawn everything in with it. So all the sculptures in with it in one hit, and keep them as close together as possible to get that extra 200 damage per sculpture. Which adds up, I guess. I suppose if you've got a full squad of them, 200 becomes a 1,000, 2,000, something like that. A description: Sharky's cloning technology is being used on player bases, creating rogue player bases, and it's up to the sector commanders to push them out. Players will hit PvE bases that are copied. This is a lie, and this fucking drives me mental, because they're not copies of player. If they are copies of player bases, then players are cheating, because they've got more heavy turrets than they can put in the base. And it's more of everything basically, and that's what winds me up a little bit with Kickstarter. They're not true copies of player bases. They might have copied someone's base, but then they added to it, which is false. So I'm not going to read that out because it's bullshit. Use your units to play through the general set or the Conqueror set to earn a sector breach XP with the Assault Platoon option. Sets can be completed in any order and pay out a bonus cash. That's after completion. The Conqueror set will test your might. The Conqueror set will test your might, but will pay out more XP than the general set. Choose the set that best fits your power level. You can hit the targets multiple times, and wins will count towards future set completions, so you won't be penalised for hitting a target again. I like that they've put that in it, because this, for me, hitting, what I do is I normally find a base, the hardest of the bases, and I'll hit that 20, 30 times before I go and do the what I consider the easier of the set, or the track that I'm hitting. So general track base 1 and 2 is 5,500 XP. The general base 3 is 10,000, and the completion bonuses are 40,000 XP. And you can complete that in any order. So you can do 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, whatever order you want to do them in. And as I say, you can hit the bases 50 times, do base 1 50 times, and so forth and so on. Right, Conqueror track. Conqueror base 1 and 2 pay out 17,000 XP. And Conqueror base 3 awards you 30,000 XP with 100,000 XP bonus. You should know this by now. Alright, store. This is the store. New items, redemption limit, and XP cost. So the Warlord Vesuvius. Don't ignore the first two of them. Only get the 10 parts, guys. Warlord Vesuvius part times 10 is an 8-time buy. They're 125,000 a pop. And the upgrade token for it is a 10-time buy, and they're 125,000 a pop. Rolling magma, obsidian shells, and heat waves are all 1-time buy, 500,000 a pop. Use it or lose it, will be 24 hours long, yada, yada, yada. Right, description. Rolling magma increases movement speed. I'm guessing just of the Vesuvius. I just want to check the tech on the... I've got a feeling this is going to be exactly the same. They've not really put no effort into this unit, in my opinion, unless it's got a tactic. If it's got a tactic, I don't know what kicks I call them now, but they used to be called tactics. Yeah, it's the same. It looks like it's the same, except for maybe the last one. So there is a tech for the Scorchers that are 30% increase to movement speed. Function mobility costs 500,000. I want to say abyssin, but it's not. It's obsidian shells. Reduces damage taken by legendary Scorcher by 20%. Exactly the same. Eh? That's for the Scorcher. So that does that reduce? This don't make no sense. It should say Scorchers if it was plural, if it meant the Scorchers that were deployed with the Vesuvius. I think that might be a typo. If someone could go to Discord and ask on there, see if that means the Vesuvius, or it reduces the damage taken to Scorchers, which should be plural in this. I think that's a typo. I think that might be wrong, so we need to take that with a pinch of salt. Function defense costs 500,000. Heat wave Vesuvius grants all allied Scorchers within 200 range. That's tiny. You know how small 200 range is? A pulsing fire aura. The block is about 10. The space between the block, one block or wall, sorry, is 10, so it's 20 of them roughly. So grants allied sculptures within 200. See, that's how that should have read if it was. It should have read like this. If it was, I think that's not. I think they haven't changed the wording for that, and it's just a copy and paste. Grants allied sculptures within 200 range of pulsing fire aura. Slot close range CM function offensive. So this looks like if you keep the sculptures all close to the Vesuvius, you should be able to roll these into a base, and as they roll close to buildings and things like that, it'll start setting them alight, units, etc. So you might be able to roll them right up to the. The only problem with this is the unit isn't a move and shoot. So you've either got to let it shoot itself, or you've got to use this with the Vesuvius. Be your option, be our choice. I'm guessing it all depends on how powerful this fire pulse is. If it's shit, then no one's going to use it. Pointless, absolutely pointless. But it might come in handy with units that get close as well, because that's what people are doing now. They're bringing them because they've got a minimum range. So that might help kill the units that get in close. So there's ups and downs to that tech. That is pretty much it, guys. I want to wish you all good luck in the event. Hopefully, all bearing something going wrong my end. We should be live for that later on today, 1800 hours GMT. And take care. Bye-bye.